Hey everybody, welcome back. Stephen and John from Davenport European Martial Arts School. Today we're going to talk about the longsword, but we're going to talk about closing distance. There are two actions that we're going to be working on today. Both of these actions are using the pommel to strike with after we engage with the blade. In Fior's manuscript, Fior di Battaglia, he says on the second option that we're going to work on, you can make his teeth blossom, and that's what we're going to do. How's your... Maybe we won't go all the way through with it.
Thank you.
What we're going to be working on today is starting in long play, zoga larga. We've crossed swords and we're in this position. He can hit me just by coming straight down, and I can hit him just by coming straight down. Both of us know this. The action that we're going to be starting with is from zoga larga, long play. And this is going to be when our swords cross. We've initiated the fight, we've come in, and we've both stepped in with our right foot. So we found each other in the middle. If I come straight down, I can hit him in the head. If he comes straight down, he can hit me in the head. We both know this, so we have to not be here. Our initial response, our untrained response, is to try to push him out of the way. But with that, my point is no longer online with my opponent. Therefore, if I want to use my point, it's going to cost me time. I can also step in and jab him. Unfortunately, I bust my knuckles on his sword. Having done that, I would suggest not. It's unpleasant. So once we've crossed, we're going to be down here. What we're going to do is I'm going to find him. When I find him, I'm going to do a tutta volta. I've done a video on the tutta volta, but real quick, it's when I move my foot and that puts me behind my sword. It may not look like it, but if he comes straight down now, he misses me, but I'm still in line. If I'm here, he hits me, but as soon as no, stay there. But as soon as I tutta volta, I'm completely behind my sword. And I can use my sword, but I don't want to use my sword on him for whatever reason. I want to be up close and personal. So if we find this again, as we come in, I do a tutta volta. From my tutta volta, I'm going to step forward with my left foot to drive my pommel into his teeth. Now what I want you to see is as I come in, I also find his bicep with my elbow. Can we do that again?
Yes, sir.
Switch sides. So we find, I tutta volta, steps in, and my pommel goes into his teeth. You'll notice that when I hit him, I'm no longer in the same direction I was because I don't want to twist my body. I'm stepping to where my structure is in line with my tutta volta, so my strike is directly in front of me. Can we do that again from the other side?
Yes, sir.
So we meet, I tutta volta, I step forward, find, and put my pommel into his teeth. You will get his attention. For a very short time, but I will have his attention.
I will be focused on you.
So if we do that one more time. We find, now this is important, I do the tutta volta after the find. Because if I do the tutta with the find, I'm actually crossing my body and I'm in a weak position when our swords contact. But if I find and then tutta volta, I'm already breaking his structure, stepping forward to drive my pommel in. Sorry, that was the point of my elbow.
That's very effective.
That's our first option. Second option is where the master says, we will make his teeth blossom. And the difference between that action that we just did and making his teeth blossom is that to make his teeth blossom, I am stepping forward with my right foot. But I have to walk it in. So my step, the way we're going to do that is we're out of distance. I cannot hit him without a step. He cannot hit me without a step. So we both step in, we found, I tuta volta, I step forward, and I go to woman's guard. Now, I drive my whole body into his face with my elbow still in contact on his bicep. Can we do that one more time?
Yes, sir.
I am not trying to reach to hit him with my first strike. Ready?
Ready.
Nope. So there's what I did, exactly what I told you not to do, which is advance the tuta volta too soon. So we're going to find tuta volta, woman's guard, and then just continue walking in. These actions look the same. What is different is that when I did the first one and I struck with my left foot, I was in this position and just hitting him basically with my arms. But when I did the second one, I walked into his face with my pommel. That way, I was actually striking him with my legs, not with my arms. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree.
The important thing to remember about doing this is that we are not trying to force a situation. And I say that because I don't know what he's going to do. In this perfect world drill, I have complete control because I know what he's going to do. In reality, he might surprise me. So this is something that I need to be able to move out of if I need to. So can we do that again?
Yes, sir.
He does a tuta volta with his back foot. I do a tuta volta with my lead foot. I step into woman's guard. He steps back. I am no longer going to try to get my pommel in place because I don't need to. Now he's right back into the strength of my blow. So if we can do that again, same idea.
Same idea.
Ready? Mm-hmm. And in each case, all I am doing is going from one guard to another guard so that he gets in the way. When you're working with the sword, it's important to remember that, it's going to sound really weird, but it's important to remember that you are not trying to hit the other person. And why is that, John?
Because if we focus on the thought of hitting the other person, I want to hit you in the head, Stephen. In that entire time, my focus is solely in that one thing. I'm not thinking about myself and my safety in this fight.
So if we are trying to hit the other person, we are making them the most important person in our world. However, that being said, nor are we trying to defend ourselves. Because as soon as I try to defend myself, I start chasing their weapon. So instead of defending, I'm just moving from guard to guard and the other person gets in the way. A great example of that, it's my favorite one to use in class. If John and I just shake hands, we start with our hands down by our side, we meet on the street, and we shake hands. So just stay there, don't move.
Okay.
Don't move. Our arms do this action. They come up and we have a good handshake. I meet John, but I'm over here. John is probably going to be fairly nervous if I do, John, how you doing? More, he's going to be very nervous if I'm some stranger randomly coming up and jamming my hand into his body because I'm trying to shake his hand from at a distance. If I want to shake his hand, I do this. But the question is, did my arm do anything different between those two actions? And we'll do it again. Standing here, the hand comes up and we shake hands. I'm at a distance, I move forward, my hand comes up and we do the same thing. So my arm never did anything different. What changed was my footwork. In order to be able to shake his hand, I had to walk into distance. The same is true with our pommel strike here. If we meet, and first option, we come through, I tuta volta, he's still pushing on me, so I go to woman's guard, and I just walk forward, and that puts my pommel right into his face. And my strike, I'm still in woman's guard, but pushing straight in. Option 2, I really want to put him down this time, so we do the same thing. We meet. I tuta volta. No, you're actually not going to tuta volta this time. Because now as I go to woman's guard, I'm not stepping into him because I'm too far away. So instead, I step slightly out, take my next step, and drive it directly into his face. I promise I won't take it. What you couldn't see was his eyes closed and kind of twitched because
that comes in really fast.
this giant pommel coming right at his teeth, and it's unpleasant. So, same thing, option 2.
Option 2.
And I walk right in. This time he's going to counter my footwork with his footwork. Come forward just a little bit. There we go. Ready?
Ready.
And it doesn't matter to me because I'm always in a strong place that I have control of my distance and my footwork because I don't care about him. He's just a chunk of meat to carve up like a Christmas goose. It's nice to know that I'm the most important person in the world.
I thought I was.
So, go ahead and practice these. Be careful. When you walk that pommel in, it comes in hard. What we are not doing is reaching. We are never extending our arms out. They never pass 90 degrees. And then everything else has to be done with my feet. As soon as I pass 90 degrees, I'm off balance. This probably would never happen in a fight, but you can never say never about a fight. If I'm here and he grabs onto my arm, just with your hand, just grab and pull. I can just walk straight in. Go ahead, do it again. I'll just walk right in and pummel him anyways, as I step on his toe. Sorry about that. But
that's what I get for leaving it there.
If my hands are even a little bit forward, so here's where I want to be, here's where I'm off. And then he does that again, my head goes down, which means he is potentially pulling my teeth into his pommel. But if my hands are at 45, I can just walk with him and I still have all that pommel strike I can do. So you must keep your hands in the correct place. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
One piece which really came out important in looking at the breakdown of these two techniques is have the patience in between your steps. If you try to make everything happen immediately and in one space, you no longer have the structure and position to keep yourself safe while you take advantage of this. So it really became that apparent there that while we feel that we may be losing time or being too slow, that pause gives us the position and strength to do this while being defended.
Right, because you're able to you're able to maintain your balance so you can move again. Remember, stance and footwork is not about where you are, but where it will allow you to go. Do you agree with that?
I would very much agree with that.
Wonderful. John, thanks again for your help.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the subscribe button and the notification button down below and share this video with others that you think might find it enjoyable. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you at the next video. Take care, guys.
Keep on training.
Would you like to know more?